commitment.
No, forget that one. It's the woman one.
Okay,
It's the
fine.
woman. No, people are
All
going
right,
to
then,
complain about
do you know
that.
anything about this Access Bank green bond that they are floating in the Luxembourg Stock Exchange? What was that about? Then also this thing.
IBTC moving forward.
Business
NTB,
trends beyond
still
the
low
headlines.
rates.
You're live, by the way.
Government
Hey!
policies, macro indices,
Hello.
market
Mr.
moves.
Sam, I have to give a shout out to
Business
Mr. Sam.
Express.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Smooth
Third child. He wanted a girl,
98.1.
and he ended up
The
having another boy.
association-
Hey,
Three children in this
that's
economy.
amazing.
Three
Alright,
children.
Mike's up. Shit is like.
IBTC moving forward.
Lagos City, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Business Express on Smooth 98.1 FM. I am Rotus, happy to be here with you guys on Thursday morning. I'm joined by Ugo Dre of Naira Metrics. Good morning, sir.
Morning, boss.
Oh yeah, boss indeed. Welcome to the show. We're in Lagos, keep up, send your messages 0809-444, wait, 0801 4440981. Did I get that right?
Right.
No, I didn't get it right. And I've been here for years. 0809 4440981. One more time, 0809 4440981. We're also on YouTube /Smooth981, also Twitter @Smooth91FM. Shout out to Mr. Sam, our head of IT. He just brought in a new child into 2020. His third kid, it's a boy. Although I'm pretty sure him and his wife wanted a girl. Congratulations to you, Mr. Sam. 3 children in this economy. Hey, well done, sir. Well done. Ugo Dre, let's start with where do we start with? Do we start with devaluation and this Bloomberg article or the Treasury bill auction from yesterday? Let's start with that. The NTB auction for yesterday, primary market auction. Rates still on the low end. I'm showing the 91-day 3%. The 182 4% and the 364 at 6.5. So still a
still a seller's market, basically. So the CBN is still dictating. I don't know, man. So that's negative interest rate. What
Yes,
negative?
it's 11.9.
7% or thereabouts. Yeah. So.
By the way, inflation is due, I believe, next week for January. Folks
Has
are
anyone
saying,
seen the jobs report though?
which jobs?
We haven't seen any jobs.
No,
report.
since Q3 2018, no unemployment figures from Bureau of Statistics. We haven't gotten anything from them. I think they say it's money, Abby. So no money for surveys. But I most folks are saying that inflation might tick up to I think 12% or 12.05. So
Anyway,
that one is still
So
heading up.
for the Treasury bills one, what
Yeah.
is actually interesting is the subscriptions.
Still high.
So you had like 29.8 billion, naira going after 4.3 billion. So people are still willing to take 3.5% for a 90-day Treasury bills in this market.
It's amazing.
It's just crazy. And then you have 54 billion going for 10 billion 182-day Treasury bills at 4%.
Just
Investors wanted that. And then you had 205 billion going after 140 billion. They only took 140 billion out of that 205 billion. So if your money was part of the 205 billion that wasn't taking it, return it back to you.
Yes.
And they were going after 6.5% per annum. People are willing to take this.
I'm shocked the money
So
isn't going to
people
stock
are
markets.
willing to take negative
Rates.
real interest rates in
Just-
this country.
Did
we ever think we'll be here?
It's something else. But can it be maintained? Somebody was saying that, quote unquote, the fundamentals do not speak towards a low interest rate environment. And this is someone on Twitter.
I don't know, but I mean, it's happening. We're seeing it now. So it's not about fundamental. To me, it's more about appetite. Like,
Right.
why would people be willing to take negative interest rates in this market when there are alternatives?
But the alternatives, I think they feel are more riskier, like the stock market.
Exactly, and that's the point.
So very risky.
So you're willing to take a negative return
as opposed to risking your money.
Supposed to taking a risk.
Says a lot about
about the state of the economy at the moment and what the markets are doing. So what are these investors doing? Mutual funds, pension funds. What are you guys doing? Are you guys willing to take negative interest rates? And for those listening, what it basically means as well is that your returns on your pension funds are probably going to be low over the last at least 3 to 6 months.
Exactly.
So because a lot of them have money being pushed into treasury bills.
Yes. And they're not allowed to take risk as well.
Yeah. So, and if you're not investing, if you're not putting this money in treasury bills as well, then you're not earning anything. So I guess maybe that's it. So you ask yourself, do you want to have zero return as against,
where things are. So would you push for folks to?
6.5%.
Would you push for folks to? Would you egg folks on to go into the stock market?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I think that at this point in time, we've been waiting for foreign investors to help boost the stock market, basically to help boost demand. We can't keep doing that,
Mm.
right? So we've got to also focus on investing in our stock market. I know a lot of challenges people have. I also have that challenge in stock market, like transparency, challenge with results,
Mm.
insider trading, and all these things that basically just ensure that we don't have the kind of market-driven price environment that we want.
Yeah.
But we have the financial muscle to fight things like that. So we need more of activist investing in Nigerian stock exchange. People who are calling to question, companies that are fond of insider trading, or having people know beforehand when
What is
results are
going
going to be
on,
out
taking
and blah, blah, yeah, and
advantage.
things like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
these are just some of the things that people don't like, but we have to have that in there. People have to move funds into the stock market. You can't have negative real return in the risk-free market, and then you have stocks trading at all-time lows, trading at very, very low PE ratios. Doesn't just sound right, man.
No, wow. Dakpo sends a message. Hi, Rotus and Ugo. On the T-bills, people still don't trust the market environment to take their money outside of the safe haven of T-bills. We have a first-time listener here, Charles. Charles, welcome you to the Business Express Smooth 98.1 FM family. Benga says, Rotus, Ugo, 3 children is still realistic. All of the lawmaker with 40. Which lawmaker? Was that discussed on Freshly Pressed? Anyway, he's a lawmaker, so he's getting allocations and lots of massive money. And he says congratulations to our head of IT, Mr. Sam, on his newborn. Dikpo says, so we have a message from Dakwa and a message from Dikpo. Dikpo says negative returns are better than your capital being wiped out in the stock market. That's from Dikpo. All right, Ugo, let's move on to this. Thanks for sharing this story with me. Bloomberg did a survey of some economists and investors, and some are saying that the Central Bank of Nigeria has enough firepower to hold off on devaluation until at least 2021. What do you think? Because a number of them said it's still going to happen this year, although I think those were in the minority. Majority said 2021. Which firepower, Ugo? Where is this firepower?
Dollar now.
Which
dollar?
where?
$37 billion
That
and dropping
from 45, and oil prices are under.
Well,
the
they
benchmark.
still see it as enough firepower. So basically, Bloomberg interviewed 19 investors, and some of them, 4, I think, believes that the Naira is overvalued by 10%. Okay,
that takes it to 400.
About 400.
Yes.
So, and then 2 others, 2 hawkish guys. People should not come to Lagos. So these 2 guys believe Naira is overvalued by 20%.
Which is
Incredible.
over
It's about 400. So, guys, if you're listening, I'm not saying anything, but I mean, if you take them seriously, then if you're looking, if you're afraid of negative real interest rates, then you know where to put your money in. Anyway, so that's it. And then the others believe that, look, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
10 people believe that, 10 of the analysts believe that if it's going to happen, it's not going to happen in 2021. And that's because the CBN has enough what?
Firepower.
Yeah, firepower.
From
That's
where?
the watchword for today. Firepower.
Where?
Yeah, so we have enough firepower.
Oh, gosh.
So I never knew $37 billion was firepower. But that's
right.
it. So we have enough. I don't remember that this was last year's story though, but it says today. So they have $37 billion in firepower to basically, stave off any threat of a devaluation. All those EHMs were listening out there, no devaluation this year. It's not going to happen.
Tell them what EHM stands
Economic
for.
hitmen.
Yeah,
they know
economic
themselves.
hitmen.
Yeah, people who just always want devaluation to happen. It's not going to happen this year.
Any advice for people to put some of their earnings aside in dollars if you don't think it's going to happen to 2021, or what would you we get that question all the time on the show.
If you're not doing that now, then what are you doing with your money?
Okay.
Like, you gotta have diversified investments. Like, have some money in dollars, have some money in Naira,
Right.
and the money you have in Naira, put it in some, put some in treasury bills, FGN bonds,
Mix it
stocks.
around.
Just mix it around. But I mean, if you're not doing that now, then come on.
Yeah, in soup. Andy here says negative interest rates. I hope one day people won't start burying money in the ground. Let's see here. What else do we have? Yinka says people are still willing. Let's take something straight here. 2 categories of treasury bill investors: those that know what's up and just want to keep their money somewhere, and those like some of my colleagues in the office who have no idea about anything. But since they've been threatening into saving and investing, this one colleague of mine who tries to form work keeps pushing his loose cash into treasury bills till I asked him if he knew what the present rate was. Guess what? He had no idea.
Oh my God.
You can tell them to listen to this show. Also tell them to read Nairametrics so people know
Oh
what's
my God.
going on. Yeah, but I mean, some folks they've just been told it's a safe haven and then they keep pumping their money.
And
there.
the interesting thing is that there are still some funds out there who are offering 12%.
Rotimi,
14%.
I'm calling this guy. I know this guy works for brand money. He's always everything, any small thing. He's always
Oh my
shouting.
God, those guys! Please don't
shout
get
out
me
to
started, Roses.
He's like, Rotimi, I looked into that your 13% you guys are offering. There's some conditions to it because I remember when we were talking about inflation. It was like
You probably have to keep the money for a year or something.
Thank you. 1 full year and there's a minimum amount you have to invest. Prince says I look at this a lot. I prefer negative returns than my money being wiped out in the stock markets. My stock valuation. That's from Prince. Our farmer.
It's not about preferring negative returns. It's about you not wanting to take risk at all. Because if you're investing in treasury bills, LGM bonds, then of course the risk is zero. But that is not a real world, right? So in a real world, risk, especially in the market world, risk is always there to be taken.
Exactly.
You've got to always take risk. And if you don't take risk, don't expect high returns.
Exactly.
So what the CBN is basically saying is that, look, excuse me, you have to take risk. I'm not going to give you money interest rates anymore that can compete with somebody else who's willing to take risk. So the days of treasury bills at 14%, 12% is dead and buried.
However, foreign investors are still at OMO. They're still enjoying higher rates.
Yes, because of the dollars. If you have dollars, go and enjoy OMO. Go and invest in true foreign investors, and you get your dollar return.
Okay, says good morning. Let's see here. Let's be educated about the fact that most corporates going for risk-free investments. I think it might be talking about what's it now? The corporate offerings. What is it? Oh gosh.
FGN bonds.
No FGN bonds. Corporates have been offering commercial papers.
Commercial papers.
I think that's what you're referring to.
Corporate bonds.
Going for risk-free investment corporate bonds are guided by policies that spell out markets to invest their funds amidst other considerations. Again, the demand just moved up compared to the last auction. So it's incremental. Yes, thank you for that. Okay. Shall we discuss Mr. Elumelu's hirings at his various companies?
Oh yeah, so remarkable changes announced yesterday. So Transcorp has a new CEO. The former CEO left, and that's Valentine.
Okay.
Yeah, Valentine is now a non-executive director. Not Smooth Valentine, because I heard this not him, definitely not him. So he left, but they now have a new CEO there. Owen is just to be the CEO of Transcorp.
Okay.
Hotel. I'm trying to get her.
Oh, okay. I think I think
Owen Jaffo. Exactly.
Yeah.
Great lady, by the way.
Yeah, I met her at the last thing they did.
So she's not CEO. But what's remarkable is that Tony Elimelu seems to, give a lot of women in his companies senior manager, top positions, and that's kind of unprecedented in the market these days.
Amen to that.
They sent me this press release with a long list of
women that
quite incredible. Yeah, a lot of them are over 16 women already on executive director positions across the the conglomerate. Interesting. It would be nice to see other quoted companies
doing
the same thing.
Maybe
something Nairametrics should do one of these days. Just dig into
board
companies that have
breakdowns and management level.
Roots, you root for women a lot.
A lot. You heavily, 100% feminist.
You're not married.
We're getting there. I'm inspired by Valentine.
How ironic.
Shola says, please explain further why I should buy dollars. It's amazing people still send this question, but we're here to help. Ugo is to protect them now. Yeah, you buy dollars to protect.
I just say buy. Don't quote me.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that as an investor, you should have a diversified portfolio. So I didn't say buy dollars. You can buy euro bonds. It's also
in dollars.
Exactly. So all I'm saying is just have a portfolio that is diversified. So you have money in euro bonds, you have money in treasury bills, you have money in FGN bonds, stocks. Just have that.
Mix it up.
Maybe real estate if you have. Your pockets are very deep.
Yeah, real estate. Very
so congratulations, Mrs. Owen, Omoja for new CEO of
Of Transcorp.
Transcorp Group.
Olushola's. Oh. Good morning, guys. Ife Elua from Body Thomas. I'm thankful for what? That's a message for your breakfast show, Ayo. Oh. It's not Modupe Olushola. It's not. What? Is it not Modupe Olushola that's now Transcorp CEO, former head of communications?
No.
No, that's a
Owen
mix-up,
is Transcorp Group CEO.
Okay. Thanks for
Yeah.
making that.
The Modupe
Got it.
is for Transcorp Hotels.
See,
Yeah,
thanks for clearing that up. Thanks for clearing that up. Olufemi, good morning, team. Please, what is negative about 4% interest rate on T-bills? Because inflation.
Yeah, so inflation rate is about 11.9%.
Yes.
And so if T-bills is like 6%, so difference, that's
You
negative.
benchmark.
Yeah, so your rates should always be higher than inflation rate.
Exactly.
So, but if your risk-free rate is lower than inflation rate, then that just shows that there's something wrong with your market. So it means the government or the CBN monetary policy wants you to move money to much riskier investments and not less risky investments.
Which people are not doing. Real quick, aviation. This Hamatan, the season, it's been causing diversion of flights coming into Lagos and a number of other cities. I've been hearing about foreign airlines that have had to divert to Accra and other, despite the fact that there's been some investments in what is it now? It's called ILS, something about illuminating landing systems or something though.
Yeah, so apparently, for example, there's a British Airways plane that should have been landed since Sunday. It's been in Accra since then, and so imagine people who travel to go get stuff that they can sell for Valentine,
right?
And then they are still stuck in Accra with their goods can come into Nigeria. I know a few of them like that. So apparently they can allow smaller planes flying, right? Because they fly at a lower altitude compared to maybe the bigger planes. So a lot of bigger planes don't have visibility at all. And it's kind of sad though, because you expect, by now we should have equipment like this here that can allow planes fly even during, very hazy weather. And the weather's been hazy over the last 2-3 days, by the way. So sad stuff, bad for economy as well. There are people who also plan to travel for the Valentine over this week. During the course of the week, but they can't go anywhere because of this. So if you're looking to fly with some of the big airlines, then you have challenges. So because if British Airways is not landing here, then they're obviously not leaving here as well. So and it's not just them, a few other airlines as well that is affecting. I don't know, man, Reuters. I don't know in this country.
Now, okay, sorry. ILS is Instrument Landing System. That's what it stands for.
Yeah. And I thought that they kind of approved that thing some years back, but apparently,
it didn't work.
That we now want to use it, it's not here.
Yeah. All right, we're wrapping up now. Ify says, are there any stockbrokers that manage your portfolio for you for a flat fee? Stanbic, Ify, reach out to Stanbic. They've got some brokers that can give you the kind of advice you need. Also, read Nairametrics and then listen to this program. That's going to do it, yeah? Ayo, you're giving us air traffic control signals since we're talking about landing planes. That's it. Ugo Dre of Nairametrics. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for all your messages. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Tech Friday.
Business trends.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right.